I think the mindset for many people was garbage is something which is dirty and should be put out of the house as soon as possible.
It is impossible for any government to keep on spending money and every house throws their garbage outside. They expect government to clean up. It is impossible. It is humanly impossible.
It's very important for us to stop dumping waste because the NIMBY syndrome is very much there in all of us, where we say not in my backyard, but it is all right for us to go and dump it in somebody else's backyard.
Two things are inevitable in a person's life: death and garbage. Anybody staying anywhere will generate garbage.
I think everybody has seen Paurakarmikas sifting through our waste, which is really, I feel, against human rights to make them go through our waste.
ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆದಷ್ಟು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದರೆ ಈ ಮನೆ ಕಸ ಮತ್ತು ವೆಟ್ ವೇಸ್ಟು ಡ್ರೈ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಗಲೀಜು ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಮನೆಯವರು ಇರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
Without the cooperation of the citizens, it is impossible to achieve it. The government may spend crores and crores, but if you take our garbage, we have a culture. We keep our house very neat inside, take all the garbage and throw it on the outside. I think this culture has to stop.
We have huge epidemic all over India of dengue, chikungunya, unknown diseases and so on. In fact, when people realize that by actually disposing of waste in a hygienic way, many of these diseases can be controlled.
Every day there are trucks and trucks which come and just throw the dump. When nobody is looking, they just throw it on the highway, and this is all this has to be changed. But today I'm not talking about what the government has to do, but what an individual can do.
In the Malleswaram constituency, nearly 140 tons of waste is generated. 140 tons every day it is being generated, and in this at present we are having only 30% is been managed scientifically. So segregation has been done, dry waste and wet waste, nearly 30% has been taken care. Remaining 70% it has to be managed. For this to happen, there should be active participation from each household, and the other side is the stakeholder, the main stakeholder is the BBMP.
I live in Datta Prasad Cooperative Housing Society. We have about 64 to 66 apartments inside this society, and we have been a very green community for a long period of time.
So if you live in a big apartment complex like ours, we are what is called bulk generators. So it is very important that we do have a proper waste segregation process in place. Just to give you some idea, for wet waste, which is the food waste, we generate about 700 kilos per day, and on a weekly basis for dry waste. So dry waste is the paper, plastic and the metal. This is about 2 tons per week that we are generating. Then we also have e-waste. We have in our reception areas in the respective blocks, we have 13 blocks. We ask residents to put their e-waste into that.
Segregation to a large extent is being done in our society, and every day, every month we are trying to improve the kinds of methods we are using for segregation, and we are very happy to say that almost 98.9% I can say are segregating the dry waste from the wet waste.
Wet waste is segregated and dry waste under toxic, and rejects are segregated. By this way, we can see that everything is put into effective use, and only will be left out with only 6% or 4% reject, which is easily manageable.
All the wet waste that is generated in the society turns into manure, which is used for we have a lot of landscaping around the society. All the manure gets used, and we have buyers from outside who come and buy the manure from our society. So most of the waste that is generated is being turned and recycled within the enclave and not sent to the landfill.
Not a kg of our garbage goes out of the area.
And whatever compost we generate here in Datta Prasad, we have a lot of trees and a lovely garden in front. So we use our compost that we have made into our own we use it for our own garden. And that is a wonderful thing because we're not buying any compost from outside, including the dry garden waste compost as well as the wet waste compost. Both are going back to the soil here, and I'm sure the soil will be very enriched because of this.
Today in my terrace, in whatever space is available, I grow different kinds of vegetables and it feeds my family. So I complete the cycle of life within my homes.
I would like to throw some light on the individuals and resident welfare association who have taken up solid waste management with passion and responsibility, who have made real difference and inspired the system, the agencies and the citizens to be part of that movement, and wherein what waste they have generated to be managed and disposed by themselves in a very responsible way.